Welcome back to Two Daddies Judging Baddies.
Judging Baddies.
Oh, fuck me. Fuck. We're in internet stories and then we judge people. I foiled it.
Foiled our plan.
I soiled it and then I foiled it.
Foil.
So this is their third episode this week. How lucky are they to be alive?
They're pretty good episodes. I mean, pretty lucky.
I wonder, do we do if they hit the 500 patrons, we do the 4? Do we just do 4? I don't know.
That's what I tried to talk to you into this morning. And
I don't know. You know, I sit back and I think. And I think about things in a way that nobody else can really think about them. And sometimes these ideas are crazy, but I don't know. We'll see how Mike feels next week.
I think if we do it, it'll just be a surprise.
Yeah, maybe sometimes we just give them a surprise episode, like a shock to their system on a Monday or something, randomly.
No, I'm whatever we do, we move forward with that. But it'll just be a surprise that we go back to 4.
Shock to the system. I like.
No, because then they can't expect it.
Expect the unexpected. Then how is it unexpected if you've already inspected it? I'm saying inspected now, not even expected.
Yeah, he'd like to really not talk on the microphone.
Riddle me that, Dylan. Well, I was adjusting the iPad.
Were you dynamic? You were trying to create dynamics to your voice the whole time?
So what happens, you see this big fat belly I got? It's got liquid inside of it. So when I start moving it, it shifts me in a direction and I got to keep up with it. And it's very hard. And honestly, the fact that you don't understand that makes you an ableist.
I'm just thinking about the listeners that want to hear a nice, consistent mic across the microphone.
You get what you get. I'm trying my hardest.
Oh, they've accepted that.
I don't interrupt Dylan. Try not to. I try not to move away from the mic. I try not to get too problematic. I try not to get political. I'm just trying to be Mike, okay? I'm just trying to be me. And it's hard to not be me. So I'm trying to not be me.
No. That's not what anybody's asking you.
Yes, that's what they are asking.
No, they're just asking that you sit here and talk to the microphone. That's what I'm asking for.
We should do a mic tweaking episode where I'm just like tweaking off something. And we'll see how
That's
hard.
Every episode.
We'll see how hard it is for me to stay still.
Two daddies. Judging baddies.
Our first story of the evening. Am I the asshole for getting mad about my mom marrying my fiance's dad? I don't think there's any way, shape, or form you could be the asshole in this.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Weird.
It's weird, but like it's not like your brother and sister. They fell.
But it's still weird. Like, hey, and then they get married before them?
Well, they got less time in life and they've got to get it done quicker to enjoy those happy years together.
Is it so wrong, somebody wanting me? I just imagine that's what the mom was saying.
I had a friend of mine that he was dating this girl, and then his dad started dating her mom, and actually it was the aunt. And so I was like, no, you're cousins.
But what if they flipped, though, and then the dad started dating the girl and he started dating the aunt?
That'd be weird because she was like 15, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Am I the asshole for getting mad about my mom marrying my fiance's dad? I, 24 female, and my fiance, 24 male, have been together since our sophomore year of college, so around 5 years now. For context, my mom, 50 female, had an affair with a coworker when I was 16, leading to my parents' divorce. She has been single ever since, going on dates but no serious relationship. I have a good relationship with my dad and his new wife. Sadly, my fiance's mom passed away 2 years ago due to cancer, and his dad, 53 male, has been single ever since. My fiance proposed last year, but our wedding was delayed due to COVID. Our families had never met up to this point because his family lives in South Carolina, whereas we're North Carolinians, where we went to college, around a 3 hours drive away from his dad's. I would like to say they are in the better of the Carolinas. So, 3 months ago, in January 2021, we decided that it was time to have our families meet for the first time to discuss our upcoming wedding dates in June of 2021. My dad and his wife, my fiance's dad, and mom all met at our place to discuss the wedding. This went well, albeit there was some tension between my mom and dad. This morning, out of the blue, my mom calls me and announces that she has eloped. I was shocked as she had not been dating anyone to my knowledge. Upon questioning, it turns out that she and my fiance's dad had been dating in secret since that meeting in January and had married secretly yesterday, making my fiance my stepbrother. I want to throw up just thinking about this. You didn't think about that part, did you?
It doesn't, but it's different. Like if you guys, it's like, and I'm not saying that it's okay about the brother and sister in the last episode, but like you didn't grow up as step siblings. Like them getting married actually has zero impact on your life.
Yeah, you didn't grow up with your brother, so y'all could bang.
But like that one's weird because they're still blood related. But this is simply on paper, they're now married. So now you guys are technically step siblings in the eyes of the law, but like you're full grown adults. You're not going to have to do Christmases together because of some step situation.
Bro, I'll put my mom aside and be like, listen, fucking whore, God. Firstly, you break your dad's heart because you're a whore mother. Now, you're going to take my fiance's dad and you're going to fucking ruin him too.
There you go. You can have anger about that part.
She said that I should now cancel my wedding because it would be inappropriate to marry my stepbrother. I am absolutely horrified. I shouted at my mom saying she just loves ruining my life and called her selfish. First, she cheated on my dad, and now she went and married my fiance's dad, knowing full well I was about to marry my fiance. My mom then said I was still young and I'd have a chance to meet someone new, but she's old and has to take every opportunity she's got, so I was an ungrateful bitch for not approving of her marriage. She then accused me of wanting her to die alone. I just want you to die, actually. I don't think I'm the asshole, but I just wanted to make sure because ultimately I don't want her to have to be alone, even though I think everything she's done to herself by hurting my dad was her fault. I think I should be allowed to marry my fiance as we met first. I am also 12 weeks pregnant with my fiance's kid, so that complicates matters more. Am I the asshole for being mad about my mom marrying my fiance's dad and because she said I can't marry my fiance anymore?
Not the asshole.
There is an edit that says, I don't know about whether it is legal to marry your stepbrother. Ooh, let me see. Can you marry your...
I don't see how they could stop you from doing that. There's literally no blood tie to you. The only reason those laws exist is for...
In Virginia, it's illegal. But I want to see...
Yeah, that's fucking Virginia. Though.
In North... Well, they want you to keep within the blood, so don't be marrying outside of it. Virginia's close enough to West Virginia that you can just... It is legal to marry step siblings in all except one state, and that's Virginia.
That's wild. Why Virginia?
Virginia's for lovers, though, isn't it?
It's supposed to be.
Guess not step lovers, though. Fuck. So, top comment says, not gonna lie, I laughed. Not the asshole, obviously. In a big part, not because of your mom hooking up with your fiance's dad, but because she thinks that means you should ditch your fiance.
You missed the edit number 2.
Mini update. We just called his dad. Apparently, he sees no issue with my fiance and I staying together. It was my mom who had an issue. Honestly, I still don't know how to feel about this because it still feels kind of gross to me. We'll probably be going low or no contact.
I've got a theory on this.
Okay.
Mom does not approve of the fiance. And so her way of trying to save her daughter from a lifetime of shit, she married his dad to try and break it all off. She fell on the sword so that she could try and save her daughter. Her daughter's just not playing along.
Say your thing again. I'm sorry, I was reading that. My brain can't do 2 things at once.
The fiance, the mom doesn't think he's the right one for her. And so she fell on the sword and married the dad to try and blow the whole fucking thing up and be like, you don't need to marry him. He's controlling, abusive, and gaslighting you and mansplaining.
Like she caught him cheating or something.
Yeah. And she's just trying to fucking blow it up.
Fall on the sword is a fucking funny way to put that.
Why?
Fall on the sword?
Isn't that?
A sword is in a cock. I'm saying like a cock sword.
But that's a saying.
Yeah. No, I know, but that was funny to use. Fall on the sword, literally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're saying cock.
Because they say sword fighting for penises. Do I have a booger on my nose?
No, not that I see.
Feels
Maybe
like
some boogies up on the hairs in there, but...
I feel like I had a booger there. Maybe slow it down, zoom in, see if y'all saw a booger when I picked my nose. But yeah, Not the asshole for getting angry. I don't think. I mean, honestly, you can get angry about anything as long as you don't do anything. In this instance, I'd say kill your mom or something like that.
See, I was all with her. All like everything was fine until the mom was like,
You can't marry your
just
stepbrother.
ruining my life. Or no, what did mom say? She said she has to take every opportunity she's got. And I was being an ungrateful bitch for not approving of her marriage. Like, okay, well, I don't know. But the mom was suggesting that they don't get married. That's where the problem gets it for me. Because
Right.
like there's no reason that they shouldn't get married. Just because she married him doesn't change whether they should get married. Because it's not like all of a sudden, like your brother coming on the thing makes that part of your DNA. Like there's no DNA. So just everybody's good. It's weird,
Still a very weird situation.
but I don't see any problem with it.
Right.
Either way, like I could understand where it was awkward, but it's not like
It's not even like mom married the dude I love, though. She was like, gotta take every opportunity you can get.
Yeah.
That's what you are, buddy. You're an opportunity. She's gonna cheat on him too.
Most controversial comment was, "What are you doing, step bro?"
Yeah, because now you could do, oh my, come help me, step bro. I'm stuck in the laundry. I'm stuck in the dishwasher.
Your guys' kink factor just went up like tenfold.
God.
You guys could make legitimate stepbrother, stepsister porn.
Yeah, and it not be weird. Well,
I mean, it's still weird.
Still so weird. That's the weirdest thing. Oh my God, the funniest interview I saw this weekend, it had what's his fucking name? He says Maine. What's up, Maine? He played in Whoop That Trick. Whoop That Trick. Terrence Howard.
Oh yeah.
So I knew it would come to me. I was singing that song and it came to me. But they were talking about Game of Thrones. And before the guy can get out what he was talking about with Game of Thrones, Terrence Howard goes, it makes everybody love incest porn. Now everybody's addicted to incest porn. And I was like, I think that's just you.
Everybody or you?
Yeah, I think that's just you. But that was so fucking funny because the dude's like trying to talk about why Game of Thrones is bad. And he was like, now everybody's hooked on this incest porn. And then you watch Jamie and Cersei, he knows them by name.
Yeah.
Jamie and Cersei get it on. And then you're like, I'm not turning this on. Now I want more. I want some more incest porn. I was like, what? In last episode when we did like the crazy confessions or whatever, or the episode prior, that's a crazy one that he just, everybody loves incest porn. It's sweeping the nation.
I think it's so wild that is like when you go onto a porn site, it's just like nonstop, like that, or I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why that is some of the top produced stuff.
1 times 1 can't equal 1.
Yeah.
If you said it like Samuel L. Jackson, people would be more apt for learning from him. 1 times 1 can't equal 1. How you gonna take something, you gonna multiply it, but still get 1? That don't make sense, motherfucker.
I love all these comments in here. Everybody's saying that it's fake. This seems like one of the most plausible fucking stories that could happen. No problem at all.
Because you hit controversial. That's why. Yeah, if you go to controversial.
This is so stupid and fake, and I've read it at least 3 times here. Come on, you don't even try to Google.
Why would you read it that many times?
Yeah, and like, why take your time to comment on it and then make the post blow up like bigger and bigger?
Right. This is gonna be my life, is proving that this was not real.
Because it really happened to me.
Right, yeah. What are the chances of 2 moms having sex with fiancés' dads?
Well, they did say that they were far away, right?
North Carolina, South Carolina, yeah.
I mean, that's still close enough. They could get jiggy with it over state lines.
North Carolina, South Carolina is objectively the worst Carolina. The roads are shit. Everything's just, I don't know. It's like,
Has Myrtle Beach.
yeah, it's like, in Trolls when they go to the fucking place with the goblins. Bergenville, Bergentown. What's it called?
I think it's Bergentown.
Yeah, Bergentown. And I'm happy. I'm feeling glad. That's what South Carolina looks like.
Like as soon as you step over the state line.
As soon as you go, man. And like Myrtle Beach is what would happen if in the Twilight Zone, if you like the ultra happy people, like, hey, welcome to our thing. If that and Bergentown merge, that's Myrtle Beach. I'm happy. I'm feeling glad. We're gonna shoot you tonight on Broadway or Boardwalk, whichever one.
That was the first beach I ever went to. I didn't go to I didn't see the ocean until I was 18 or 19.
Are we trash people? Yeah.
And I went there and like we went to like a nice resort,
North Myrtle. Yeah.
but it was just it's like a carnival when you're walking up and down the road, and then the people, like it's like they let the carnies walk the road too. So it wasn't just the people at like the stands. The carnies were out amongst the people too, and it was just.
If you don't know what Myrtle Beach is like, if you're not from North Carolina, imagine going to your local Walmart and they're all like, "Hey, we're going to go on vacation with you." That's what it feels like. It feels like you're going to vacation with everybody from your local Walmart.
Yes. And not like the people you see on the Walmart, like social media stuff, the people of Walmart. It's not just normal Walmart people. It's the picturesque people that everybody then creates viral content from.
Yes.
Those are, it's like 8 to 1. Those people.
It
and then
smells like syphilis down there. Like you're like, what does syphilis smell like? Myrtle Beach. Just go to Myrtle Beach and just syphilis. That's it. Get you a good old whiff of syphilis while you're down there.
Yeah, I don't think there's a big problem with the whole marrying your stepbrother thing.
Still weird.
Good. It would be weird if they grew up as step siblings. The fact that they met after you guys were already engaged and ready, like nothing weird about it. Maybe your mom's a bit of an asshole.
Right. You got your story picked out?
Yeah, I'll just pick one.
You already have our Ask Reddit up.
Oh, okay. That's what you were doing while I was sitting there talking to you, and you were just looking for an Ask.
No, I was just looking at the comment of the guy that was like, "This is fake because of the pregnancy." I was like, all right.
Am I the asshole for not staying after our niece got arrested?
What'd she get arrested for?
Well, we'll find out.
We're about to dive in.
So, we were all going to be flying back from a family member's wedding. A bunch of us were on the same flight that got canceled. We were able to get tickets for another flight that had a layover. My sister sneakily got a flight on a direct flight. She basically just left us with her 17-year-old daughter because she said she had to go get back home for work. We know she didn't tell us because she knew we would not have agreed. She knows we all think her daughter is a pain in the ass. Yeah. No, you're
right. No, already not the asshole.
But anyway, with other options, we took her with us. Without any other options, we took her with us to the airport, and she was her moody, difficult self the whole time. While we were waiting in the airport during our layover, she got up to supposedly go to the restroom. Well, when she got back, the airport police came up, and she got arrested for shoplifting.
Oh, fuck.
The police said that since she was 17, she would be charged as an adult and transferred to the county jail. They said she could be out tomorrow, or it could take longer depending on how busy they were. We all had our own places to be, and we were tired from dealing with travel. Most everyone, notably besides me, had younger kids that were also tired and cranky. No one wanted to change their flight again and get a hotel for what may be a couple of nights. So they could stay and wait for her. At this point, to be honest, we were just fed up with her. We talked to the police about it, and they said it would be okay if we took our flight. So we relayed the information to my sister over text. She was upset and demanded that someone stay, and we couldn't just abandon her there. No, the police are taking care of her.
Yeah, she's not abandoned.
She's looked after.
She's in good hands.
By the way, we didn't check to see if there were multiple flights my sister could take to get there by tomorrow. She said she couldn't because she had to work. What a shitty mom. My kid's arrested, even for a fuck up of like shoplifting. I'm on that next plane to get there.
I'm finding this post right now that you're on because I know these controversial comments going to be good.
We said, so do we. But that was it before we got on our flight. So when we got home, my sister was freaking out because we all left, even though she said she had to work. She is now mostly just mad at me for leaving since I didn't even have kids like the others, and she thinks my work is much more flexible compared to hers, and they would have believed it if I had just lied about flight issues or used more days off. Am I the asshole? 100% not the asshole.
Not the asshole, but I do want to read one of these controversial comments real quick. Money Possibility says, everybody sucks here. It's not about responsibility. It's about basic decency. The mom is clearly awful for leaving the daughter dead in the first place. I think it's obvious to everyone why this child has issues. But OP is awful for leaving the child there without any family help. The people with small children should have left, but OP should have stayed. OP is the only one who could have stayed because they didn't have small children who needed to get home. It was OP's responsibility too, ? No. Was it the decent thing to do? Yes. OP should have stayed behind until the mom was able to get back, and OP should expect mom to pay for all the extra expenses involved in everything. But someone in that family absolutely should have stayed behind. I can't imagine any of my aunts or uncles leaving me to fend for myself in a situation like that, and if they did, my parents would have never spoken to them again. Trust me, I just walked upstairs to ask them, and they said they would not. I'm 35, by the way. Like, that's what it reads. Like, what a corny fucking thing. Here's the thing, too. Why am I staying with her if she's in jail?
Well, and you
I'm right outside the walls, girl.
You should have been there as the parent. You're the one that left her.
You raised the shit. Like, you also raised the shit that goes and steals at an airport and then gets arrested.
Which is fine. Like, I mean, kids do stupid shit. She did a stupid thing. However, the only person that can actually do anything with your daughter in jail is you. Get your ass on a plane, get there, get her out. What can your sister do for her being in jail?
I wonder what was the judgment on this? Not the asshole, but all the controversial ones is everybody sucks here.
Well, then the person underneath that last comment you read is, I feel sorry for that poor girl. No, like, she fucked up. That happens.
And sometimes you got to learn responsibilities. You got to learn that, you can't just go steal from an airport without going to jail and making everything difficult.
The top comment, though, is not the asshole. What's she mad about? For abandoning her own daughter or raising her so poorly that as a teen, she's shoplifting in an airport? The worst place to try because of the increased security. And then somebody says, increased security. I can't say security.
Bro, security is fucking you up right now. What was getting me the other week? Started with a BR.
I can't even remember.
It wasn't breakfast breaking.
It was like Bring. It was bring, and you kept saying like brand. You couldn't say bring.
Was it? It was bring something, and then I couldn't say it.
So increased security. You have somewhere to go, so you can't leave. Even if you aren't caught in the act, you're on cameras everywhere other than the bathrooms, and they can track you down to your gate and see all your info when you board. I honestly can't think of anywhere worse to shoplift. That's impressively stupid. I've never tried to steal anything at an airport, so.
Right. Mine was my go-to was the Walmart.
I tried it at our local grocery store, and I think I was probably 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there. We were stealing lighters so we could go start fires, but actually what we would do with the lighters, a lighter can last you for like months, but we would take them and throw them against a rock.
And make them explode.
Them explode. And so we'd go through lighters so fast that we always were having to, you can only steal so many from your parents, so we'd go and steal them from the grocery store.
Then you throw one lighter and just the metal thing would fall off of it, it wouldn't explode. And you're just like,
Yeah, they went down the aisle to do something, and so I was just like trying to steal lighters, and then they popped around the aisle and saw me stealing all the lighters and busted me. They didn't call the cops or my parents, so I think they made me pull weeds out back.
Really?
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
That's fair. God.
I mean, I grew up in like Andy Griffith fucking
town. Right. The sheriff just comes down and he's like, come here, little buddy.
You got to pull these weeds.
Now, while you may think there's nothing wrong with stealing, the good people that run this convenience store, they are but of poor folk. And they have put money into buying these lighters, and you stealing them means they will not get a return on their investment, which could hurt them and hurt their families. Now, I'm not one to ruin somebody's life over a kid being a kid, but you are going to work very, very hard. And what you're going to do, you're going to produce some Nikes for us. Okay? You're going to put together a bunch of boots and shoes and knock off fashion designer stuff that we will sell at the local flea market. That is what you'll do for the next 8 to 10 years until you're an adult and able to get a real job and or try to tell on us. So for this Ass Reddit, I decided to, we are a comedy podcast. Okay, guys, I'm looking directly at the camera. I'm talking to you guys. We are a comedy podcast. So I picked, how did that one kid at your school die? If you want to hop on this one.
This is very, very fun. So up in the Ask Reddit category Is it towards the top?
Yep. This is how that one kid at your school died.
I got a story for that one.
I do too. I'm going to start off with our anecdotal stories. So we had a kid. He went to go buy some marijuanas, and the people that he was buying marijuanas from had a problem with the guy that he brought, and they proceeded to shoot the car about 200 times.
Jeez.
And neither one in the car made it. So I remember too, because and dude was like in with the ladies, because they had a whole just hysterical section for what I want to say is like a month. They put his like name on the wall and they'd just be crying around and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. If that happened to me, people would be like, who? Because this was in 9th grade too. And they'd be like, oh, that little chubby angry kid? Yeah. Oh, well, damn, I didn't know him. Maybe there would have been a couple people that would have been like, I didn't really like him, but I'm going to still act sad.
Yeah, when I moved down here, I didn't know anybody. And I guess it was very, like, this kid was very, very well liked, but I guess he would have to drive back and forth between the college and the school for classes and everything. And he hydroplaned and ended up killing himself. And it was one of those things where he was also a twin. So, like, super sad situation to, like, lose your brother. But yeah, it was just wild because I didn't know anybody, and the whole school went hysterical over it. And I was like, I feel kind of bad that
Dylan smacking the fuck out of his mic in this episode, beating the shit out of that thing. There's some ASMR, Dylan smacking his mic. So the first,
Here, come here.
I wonder what controversial looks like on this. You read the tops, I'm gonna read controversial.
Let me smack my mic. Come here.
Oh,
Come here, Mike.
If my name was Richard, that'd be infinitely funnier.
Smack.
So you do top comments, I'll do.
All right, so undiagnosed brain aneurysm that ruptured while she was riding the school bus in 8th grade. Holy fuck. The cemetery that she was buried in was across the street from the high school, so we visited her grave often. I wasn't on the bus that day, but the stories of the chaos that ensued that day were heartbreaking to hear from the students that were there.
I don't know what the fuck I'm reading on these controversial. I said wrong time to laugh, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, you just totally should.
That one was very sad. That one was very sad. This one, let me just read it though. One of them got locked in the darkness of abandoned washrooms for the entire summer vacation. People used to say they still heard the screams at night near those common washroom areas. The other one was tragic. Poor kid drowned himself in the pool where I wish he could have been saved timely, but there was some delayed monitoration from the coaching school authorities. After that incident, swimming pool was shut down forever. I just feel like that was
it up.
Yeah,
I made it up.
The washroom one threw me for the loop too. Left in darkness of washroom, like you couldn't escape a washroom.
Yeah, there's
for
no way.
Summer vacation.
I mean, you just flood the place. Like, there's 1,000 ways that you could get out of there. All right, so another aneurysm story that well, I guess that doesn't go with the how did that one kid in school die? It was a mom.
Fuck me.
He was my brother. He was given someone else's prescription morphine. He wasn't told the dangers or how many was safe to take. He took 4. We found him on Thanksgiving morning. He was in a coma until he died on December 6th, 1996. It destroyed my family. Mom committed suicide in 98. Dad drank and smoked himself to death in 2019. My life completely derailed for a while, but I'm doing okay now.
God damn. Yeah, all my friends died of drug overdoses. So another controversial comment says, making fun of my stutter.
Oh,
that's ominous.
Murdered him.
That's someone said crazy. Head-on collision passing a vehicle. There was a girl 2 years ahead of us. She almost died of embarrassment. Her name was literally IMAHORR. No cap.
I'm a horror.
I'm going back to the top comments because you just can't do controversial on things like this.
All right, so this one is threw a can of pressurized, aerosolized bug spray in a campfire. It blew up and burned him severely. Significant burns to the esophagus, lungs. Took him 10 or so days to die in the hospital. This one's not funny, Mike.
Ooh, murder-suicide. His mother shot him, his father assisted in herself. The father and sister survived, but he and the mother both died. I think that happened in North Carolina. My cousin was friends with one of them. There was one where a mom had killed the kids, and let's go to a different ass Reddit. All right. But let's like keep the juices going of like funniness. I was like, look, hey, I don't know why I picked that one.
Yeah, that one's only dark.
Because I picked that one to go into the saves, but then I picked it again for this episode. So I think therapists of Reddit, what's been your biggest, I know I'm not supposed to judge, but holy shit moment?
This one's great. This
Right.
one's perfect. Are you going controversial or are you just going top?
You're just going top. You can't do controversial. It's all shitbag. Let's see politics. I'm going to go controversial, and I'm going to read you guys the top 3 controversial comments. Here we go. I'm pretty unflappable and can emphasize with most people, including sex offenders. But when a client told me their reasoning for voting for Trump was he supports Bitcoin, it's like, is he Nostradamus? Is he Nostradamus? I'm okay with sex offenders. That's crazy because
That should be who you have a problem with.
right. I'm sorry to call BS here, but none of these people were commenting are therapists. Oh well, I get okay. So yeah, that's a pretty good one too.
Yeah, that's funny. That's controversial though.
right.
Fuck you. I'm not a therapist.
Where is it? I see a big thing where it's like sex for money, murdered his wife. I just love how the first one. I got it on the first one was the political one. All right. Did I hit fucking top? What I hit? Yeah, okay, hit top. I once had a man who was attending family therapy with his 3 children admit that his last child, a girl, was an accident. We tried to abort. We only wanted boys. Sad thing is, the girl didn't even look bothered. She had clearly heard it all before. They were attending family therapy as the girl was actively suicidal, and they didn't know why. Well, I guess we got to save it now that it's a people.
Yeah, so wild. All right, so early in my career, while working on a community mental health center, I had a 17-year-old client who had a 18-month-old daughter and was 4.5 months pregnant when we began working together. After we built enough trust in our relationship, she disclosed that she had been repeatedly raped by her father for the past 3 years.
Jesus Christ. You want to pick a different one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's pick a different one. Therapy. The therapy is not good either. I love how people can, though, real time hear us just fuck up. It's like, oh, these are not fun.
Let's go with people who had sex with their best friend. What's the situation now? That one sounds benign.
I just feel like it's going to start off with, well, my best friend are my children. So
And
it's not been good. Yeah, I know. It's fucking, look, I can't.
all right. We were stupid teenagers when we met while working together and became besties pretty quick. We witnessed each other's best and worst nonstop for nearly a decade. Somewhere in our late 20s, we confessed our love for one another out of nowhere while on a call. I lived in another city at the time, so he drove 4+ hours to see me. I was so nervous and excited when he got to my place that I kind of made him chase me around my apartment before we pounced on each other. We've been happily married for nearly 15 years, have a kiddo, and have 2 cats.
That's so corny. Just I made him chase me around my apartment. What if he was like, stop it. I'm tired of this game. I want to fuck. Stop it.
Well, and the funny thing is like, hell yeah, he found out that you wanted to fuck him, and he's like, 4 hours, nothing. That's
Right,
nothing.
yeah.
I'm in that car.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. It became weirdly awkward, but we kept sleeping together for a few months. It just became more and more awkward when hanging out in public. We eventually decided we might as well just be dating, but something never felt right, so we haven't spoken in many years. Not a happy story like most of the other ones. Sometimes it just changes the dynamic.
This one's sad. She's asleep in her hospital bed in the living room, hoping to be able to celebrate 36 years together in a few days.
We can't escape it. Can't escape it. We were best friends for years. We studied together and at some point worked together. When we worked together, I got too big of a crush on her. We kissed one night and everything got a bit awkward after that. Following that, I withdrew a bit and found something else to do. We still kept in touch and had many good evenings because we still knew each other incredibly well. After a couple of years, one of those evenings turned into another kiss, this time initiated by her. We talked a lot that evening, and the following day just eventually decided to give the relationship a chance. We were happy for a while, but never really as happy as when we were just friends, ironically. Eventually, we broke up. Today, I'm happy, though alone. I haven't truly met someone since her, but I also enjoy being alone. She met another guy, and they are moving in together. I'm super happy for them. We still talk and catch up every now and then, but less than ever. No hard feelings, and friendship intact, though, less intense.
We don't talk anymore. Went from talking daily, then things got serious one night after a party. Went from sex to dating briefly, but she has some unfinished business with her ex. We broke up so she could have some time to figure out what she wanted, and we'd talk on the phone occasionally to check in like we used to as friends. But you could tell there was a weird feeling in the air. One day we stopped calling and haven't talked in 5 years. Edit. I do still think about her on occasion since we were friends long before we tried to date, and I hear about her in conversation with our mutual friends, but I only think of her as a friend. I actually met an amazing woman in college, and we got married last October, and we have 3 cats. What's up with the cats?
Yeah, goddamn. It's all the friends fucking. If there's a cat, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't work. We don't talk much anymore. She has a boyfriend now, and I don't think he's entirely comfortable just having me around, understandably. I used to spend every day with her without ever imagining we were going to be some sort of friends with benefits, just genuine friendship. But we grew so comfortable with each other, it just sort of happened. Like, why the fuck not? Feelings for each other never occurred, so when she told me she met someone, I was happy on her behalf. We stopped what we had been doing the last few years and stayed loyal to her new boyfriend. But when her new boyfriend heard that his girlfriend used to have sexual relationships with her best friend, me, things got awkward, LOL. We talked it out and had no bad feelings anymore, but I miss the days when she was a bigger part of my life. Fuck, these ass Reddits just have to be like stooped in the funny shit or like the good shit.
Oh, see, here's another one. We have a cat now, and our wedding is in October.
Okay. Look, on to lighter subjects. I genuinely think my 35 female husband, 36 male, is a psychopath. I genuinely think my husband is a psychopath. It says genially, but hi everyone. Please, I need help. I'm 35 female and my husband is 36 male. We've been together for 10 years and have 2 boys, 7 and 5. I honestly don't know what to think anymore. About 3 months ago, my husband started sending me really nasty messages while he was at work. At first, it was just mean comments. Stuff like telling me I'm lazy, terrible mother, that he regrets marrying me. It was completely out of nowhere. The weird part is that when he would come home from work, he would act completely normal, like nothing happened. He'd kiss me and ask me what's for dinner, play with the kids. The first time it happened, I thought maybe he was having a bad day at work, but the messages kept coming. Sometimes he'd send them during the day, sometimes late at night if he was working overtime. They got worse too, saying things that I'm useless, I'm lucky he hasn't left me yet, that no one else would want me. After a few times I confronted him, he acted confused, like genuinely confused. He would say things like, "What messages?" or "You must be misunderstanding something." I literally showed him the text on my phone and just stared at them, and he said he didn't send them, claiming he lost his phone, which he did. He had a new one and was still texting and calling from that number. I know it sounds ridiculous, but he didn't look guilty. He looked confused, almost scared. I thought maybe he was gaslighting me in such a weird way, but he never got angry in person. Finally, about a month ago, I snapped and I showed him a bunch of messages at once, and I told him I couldn't keep living like this. I told him if he hated me, he should just say it to my face. He kept insisting he didn't send them and maybe someone was messing with us. At that point, I was done. I packed my clothes and grabbed the kids and went to stay with my parents who live in the same state. They were amazing and helped so much, and I never felt luckier to have such close family. Since then, messages have continued from the same horrible tone. Things like, "Running to mommy's house just proves my point. You're pathetic. You'll come crawling back eventually." I sent him the screenshots back to the same number, and he still swears that he ain't sending them. He just says that he lost his phone at work and had to get a replacement, but he still had the number, and he would show me his phone. I couldn't see the messages. I just thought he was deleting them, though. He said someone must have found his phone and was messing with me. Last week, I let the kids stay with him for a couple weeks since he's still their dad and they miss him. He's still denying everything, saying he never sent those messages and he thinks someone is using his old phone. Meanwhile, the texts haven't stopped. At this point, I don't even know what to believe anymore. Either he's lying to my face or something really weird is going on. Has anyone ever dealt with something similar? I feel like I'm going insane and don't know what to believe. She cannot get the fucking just genuinely in of it. Had the most perfect relationship before all this, and I don't know what to do. I'm scared breaking my family apart for no good reason, but some of the texts have been so horrible, I can't even include them on here. What do you make of this so far?
It's such a weird scenario.
He's denying it, though. Like, he's like, and genuinely denying it.
Genially.
Like, he's genuinely denying it, and I don't know. But we have an update.
I mean, just get a new number.
Right. Get
a new phone, get a new number. And then if he keeps sending the text messages, then, you know.
I did a lot of research and some comments helped me investigate. I think I know how the messages are happening for multiple devices because we message using WhatsApp. There you go. After doing some research, it does allow for multiple devices to be connected to the same account, so it is possible someone else could be doing this from his lost phone. But overnight, the messages didn't slow down. They actually got worse. They weren't just insults anymore. Some of them started to feel like threats. I was terrified. Things about how I'd regret leaving, and some a lot worse. I barely slept last night because of it. At one point late last night, I finally texted back and said if the messages didn't stop, I was going to the police. I know a lot of people said not to do this, but I couldn't take it anymore. And I knew that whether my husband or not, the person doing this will at least see it.
Oh, okay, hold up. How is regret leaving? That is not a threat. You regretting something, that's not like there's threats, but you're going to regret leaving is not a fucking threat on your life, on your safety, on anything. Like that's such a wild thing, and some a lot worse. We'll give the lot worse ones because regret leaving is not a threat to your life.
I know I made a lot of people angry and that I couldn't just make up my mind on what to do, but here's your reminder. This is my husband, the man I loved unconditionally for over 10 years. Dumping him and blocking him out of nowhere isn't an option. We built a family and a life together. My life isn't a movie I could just cut the last 10 years out, like many of you insinuated, as well as calling me a liar, attention seeker, and pointing out every mistake I made. I know I posted online for help and I need to accept some hate, but I fear sometimes people on Reddit can just go far. I really saw it over the last day. Please think of the harm you cause when you leave a comment. This isn't just social media, it's my current real life, and I know that many of you wrote these probably wouldn't say it to my face. Now, the messaging didn't stop. If anything, they get more aggressive. At that point, I was convinced it had to be him and decided to stay true to my word and actually go to the police station. I saw some comments about being able to track a device to a location, and you can ask for that. If you have information about the phone, which I got from my husband, and on the phone plan, which I am. The worst thing about this is me contacting him about the kids and information. So also went to whoever was sending the horrible messages. I was terrified about putting them in danger and maybe making who was doing this more angry. I knew if it was urgent, I need to get help. Stop talking on WhatsApp. Go to Messenger. Go to something different they're not going to have access to. Stop doing that. That's how you know 100%. At the station, they were able to track the missing phone. I claimed it was lost at the time. They didn't know if I was going to file charges because it was my husband's phone. They actually gave me the location, and the officer who helped was very nice. The address was very familiar and quite close to our home, so I decided to drive past to see if I knew it from, where I knew it from. Turns out I had been to one of my husband's workplace parties there, and the coworker that lives there I'm actually quite close to. I was angry and honestly just exhausted from it all. The kids were with him, so I went over early to pick them up before he expected me. My mom came with me because I didn't want to go alone. She took the boy so I could talk to him privately. I told him I know one of his coworkers has his old phone, and I know how I was disgusted that she was ever someone I consider a friend. By this point, I was absolutely breaking down. When I told him this, he looked shocked. So I asked, why was the phone at her house? And how did she know your password? He just said, maybe she took it from work and I don't know how she knew. But after reading the comments, I'm done playing it down excuses. I don't know. That answer didn't sit right. They fucking definitely fucking. And she's trying to break y'all up or something. The answer didn't sit right with me at all. Something about the whole situation felt off. The messages have been too personal. Whoever was sending them knew that someone very close to us, knew things someone only very close to us would have known. So I pushed harder. It turns out the coworker, 30 female, wasn't just a coworker. She had been having an affair with my husband for over a year. He tried to claim it wasn't serious, but I'm sick of him making me feel like I'm overreacting. I know people said this was a possibility, but I could just never bring myself to believe it. I have never felt so betrayed. Everything made sense. She knew details about our relationship, our house, our routine, the kids, things that would be impossible for a stranger to know, all because my husband was telling her everything. I don't know exactly how she ended up with this whole phone. He claims he lost it at work and thinks she took it. I honestly don't know what to believe anymore. All I know is that the messages kept coming from that device and they kept getting worse. Who knows how far she would have gone? Apparently, when my husband lost his phone, whoever had it kept using it. Meanwhile, he had gotten a replacement phone, but the old phone was still logged into WhatsApp, so technically both phones were tied to the same account, and I didn't even realize WhatsApp wasn't the same as messages, and things like this can happen.
So wait, wouldn't he then see those messages too? Like, because if you're logged into that account, you send a message, say on your tablet, and then you go over to your phone, your messages are still there.
Right.
Like, you would see them too. Is he just deleting them on his side?
I guess, and he's like trying to talk to her and be like, hey, you're ruining my fucking life. Which means the messages could be sent from the old device and still appear as if they were coming from him while they wouldn't appear on his phone.
That doesn't make sense.
That don't make any sense. Part of me thinks there's no way he didn't realize the messages were constant. It's hard for me to believe that he was completely unaware of what she was doing. Maybe I'm wrong, but my trust in him is completely gone. At this point, I've officially decided to start the process of filing for divorce. This isn't the man I thought I married, and after everything that has happened, I don't feel safe around him anymore. For now, I'm staying with my parents. I don't trust him or with the kids. I don't trust him around them right now, and he has seemed accepting over this because of the affair. He still has to work, and he still has to work. The fact that someone who smiled in my face, sat in our home, and acted like my friend was secretly involved with my husband for over a year and then spent time tormenting me, pretending to be him, is honestly one of the most disturbing things I've ever experienced, and I still can't wrap my head around it. I still have this horrible feeling that there's more to this story than either of them are admitting. All I know is I've lost trust for him. What is there more to this story? They're fucking, and then she was trying to break y'all up. Thank you all so much for the help. I am genuinely, we gotta genuinely, that's spelled correctly.
Nice.
I am genuinely scared what I would have done if I didn't reach out because I never expected this from him. I don't know if there would be another update. I have a lot of recovering to do. I feel like I just lost over 10 years of my life to a lie of a man and need to get the idea of starting fresh going. I am grateful to have my family, and knowing they will be here to support me and the boys through this is the only thing that brings me comfort. There is obviously still a lot more I have to sort out, but I am safe now, and I want to put the safety of me and the boys first. This will be my final update. Thank you all so much. How do we know that you didn't die?
So, top controversial comment. I assume you mean genuinely and not genially. Genial means warm, cheerful, friendly, and cordial. That is the top controversial comment. And it's wild because like the next person underneath says, why the fuck are you / is this comment getting downvoted? It's true. And OP likely knows that and can't change the post title retroactively. But it's still a helpful reminder to anyone skimming the comments who maybe speaks English as a second, third language and isn't immediately familiar with this word. It's not at all a word that I'd consider socially controversial. So it behooves all of Reddit's participants to at least upvote on principle, factual integrity alone. For fuck's sake, guys, come on.
That's a widowy comment. But it's not only that. She used genially twice in the fucking post before finally.
And on the title.
Yeah. So finally, for the fourth time, got the genuinely right. Finally. Which would throw other people off because then they're like, hey, is the other one.
You can edit a post, can't you?
Yeah, you can edit a post.
So she could go back and fix everything except for the title.
She ain't going to do it. Her life's ruined right now. This reminds me of that Netflix documentary where the mom was sending texts to bully the daughter, but they didn't know it was her.
The mom?
Yeah.
Well, I think the wild thing
she has some sort of weird crush on her boyfriend.
I think the wildest thing about this, though, is she's still like acting like these messages are the problem with her husband. No, the problem with your husband is that he's fucking some other chick. That's the problem with your husband. And then now this chick is sending you messages. But like, you can let go of the messaging part and be like, he's a fucking cheating bastard, and just stop there. Like, it's not about the messages anymore.
Yeah, I think if my wife were to be getting cocked by somebody, I don't think I'd be like, she was sending me mean messages about my fat titties. Like, I'd be like, no, you was fucking another dude.
And now he's sending me mean messages about my fat titties.
The good thing is I'm a guy who's just gonna beat his fucking ass. Like, that's the good part. Look, if my wife were to cheat on me and the guy didn't know she was married, I'm gonna let that slide. If he knew I was married, I'd probably still just let that slide because I'm just gonna build up my life. You know, I got kids, I gotta worry about shit like that. If he talks shit though, I am obligated to go beat him with a hammer. Yeah. Like, that's just that's a thing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have, and there's no jury that's gonna sit there. He's like, he let the cheating slide, he knew slide, all that stuff slide. Dude start talking shit, so then you gotta get whacked with a hammer. Stop beating my butt. He beat my butt, or breaking my butt. Stop breaking my butt.
Such a good skit.
So let's get into a little bit of controversy. Okay. Let's get into a little bit of, anybody want to hear some conspiracy? Okay.
On this story?
No, on Trevor Whitman.
Oh.
So.
Are we done with this story then?
Yes, we're done with the story. All right. We've said all we could say. She's divorcing him. Good. So Trevor Whitman died from getting drunk and falling off a balcony. During that time, apparently, allegedly, he was trying to expose the New Mexico plant that Epstein had, saying they're doing weird fucking shit down there and somebody needs to look into it at the time of his death. Okay, so he dies 2 years later. His partner in crime, his right-hand guy, wins an Oscar. So did he know about it? And you're just like, yeah, he was drinking and fell off a balcony. Terrible. Because if you hear it from him, you're hearing it from a personal source. I read that and I was just like, I'm not going to accuse what's their director of weapons? What's his name?
I don't know.
But he's the other guy on The Whitest Kid You Know. One of the other big players. And apparently, I'm not looked into it at all. And this all could be fucking hoopla. Probably is hoopla. But you know what?
We need him on this podcast so that he can defend himself.
Defend yourself. Come on this podcast. Yeah. We'll talk about 1% that, 99% weapon. And once you say, nah, that's not. I'll be like, all right, because I ain't got nothing to, I ain't going to fucking smear somebody's reputation when it could literally be people that are like, McDonald's meat is Soylent Green. I was just like, come on, guys. Come on. Y'all are ruining what it used to be a conspiracy theorist. Like, we used to, 9/11's inside job. Fun. Rockets shoot curve because they can't break through the firmament. Not fun anymore, okay? It's not fun. It's not. You're giving us a bad name now.
The conspiracy theory thing has been taken over.
It has been taken over, yep. Once people are just like, but listen. Some things you just don't have to be like, but let's look deeper into that.
I really do love the cloud seeding and the chemtrail people. They're some of my favorites.
Well, I mean, cloud seeding is a thing.
It is, but they're not doing it. Like
when we got that 12 feet of snow, dude, I'm sorry. There was 150 of those fucking lines in the sky. I was like, God damn, that's a lot. And I even made the joke. I was like, they're spraying us with chemicals because my only joke was the chemtrail thing. But then I saw another guy's post and he was like, they were seeding the clouds earlier. I was like, fuck, man, we got a foot of snow. We never get a foot of snow. I ain't ever seen that. That many in the sky. I've never seen that.
Back in the day, down here, they used to get a foot of snow regularly.
Back in the day, but times is changing. Global warming's happened, okay?
Yeah, so
how else are you going to get the foot of snow on the ground unless you seed the fuck out of it? But then, so today we go outside and I'm like, I saw this exact thing. There was a bunch of them in the sky. I was like, oh man, we're about to get hit with the craziest fucking tornadoes ever. And I don't think it's thundered outside.
Crickets.
Yeah, I don't think it's thundered outside. Level 4 risk. They said it's the apocalypse. It's over. Y'all gonna die from tornadoes.
Well, see, they seeded them somewhere else.
Don't think it even thundered outside.
No, and that's the whole thing, though, is like all those planes, if you look them up, they're literally passenger planes, and those aren't the planes that they use to cloud seed. Like, you have to have a full-on, like, equipment to do it. They can't just do it by running a certain thing. Like, all it is kerosene in the air. That's what they're burning. It's not. They're not cloud seeding, bro. Not here.
Yeah, not here.
In like Dubai and shit, they cloud seed like crazy, but
because it won't rain, and then it's fucking up all the other.
Yeah,
it's fucking up the weather patterns down there. But
they ain't trying to send a tornado to.
Forever, it's been like there's no rain here, and then it'll rain here. Well, now they're saying, well, we want all the rain here, so now it's not raining in other places. And I guess when you got all the Bitcoin bros, what a better is there? Like if you was thinking about like a mega tornado to hit anywhere, that'd be just a nice little place.
Where? Dubai?
Yeah. Just a bunch of sick fucks. Dubai is like Epstein Island Part 2. That's where all
pretty close.
Yeah, that's where they all fucking shifted and went away from. Oh God, now I'm dead. God.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, this is the last episode of Mike and Dylan Hate Drama. God.
Well, you at least have another week before it goes out. So.
Yeah, and then they'll read the transcript. AI will read the transcript, and then they'll be like, "Get them, boys." It's your story.
My story time?
Yep. Your story will be the last story.
All right. I got a not safe for work.
Ooh, fuck yeah. Buckle up, listeners of the Two Daddies Judging Baddies podcast.
This is an update, so I'm going to go back to the original.
Is it the condom story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I need you to just go judging baddies. This next story is not safe for work.
It's not safe for work.
So if you're in a place where people can hear this podcast, understand we're going to talk about titties.
Titties.
We're going to talk about balls.
Bows.
We're going to talk about vaginas.
Vagines.
So if you don't want people hearing us talk about dick, balls, pussy, and ass, put some headphones in now, or they will be, turned on.
Not safe for work.
Yeah, not safe for worked.
All right. My boyfriend, male 29, is threatening to break up with me, female 24, over condoms. So my boyfriend and I have been going out for 9 months, and for about 2 months now, he will periodically mention that he doesn't want to have sex with condoms. He told me it's not as pleasurable, and that his ex, who wasn't on birth control, and him did it, and she hasn't gotten pregnant using the pullout method. I told him that I don't feel
science is solid.
Yeah. I told him that I don't feel comfortable because I don't want to risk pregnancy. About a month ago, he threatened our relationship and told me in the long term, this isn't going to work for him. I held my boundary and told him I don't feel comfortable. Fast forward to last night during Valentine's dinner, he says, quote, "You're not the type who likes change. You're like me. You're not the type who likes change. You're like me," unquote.
Was he drunk? That's just like you're not the type that likes, you're like me, and I fucking respect that about you.
And then goes off to say, quote, "Like condoms, you won't have sex without them because you're used to having sex with them and you've never had sex without them," unquote. He's definitely drunk.
Or autistic.
And I told him that's not true, that wearing condoms makes me feel safe, not because I'm used to them. Then he tells me, quote, "When you eat food, that only affects you, so I don't care what you eat, but this affects us both," unquote.
Because your vagina's eating the comb, so it don't affect me.
And I told him, "Trust me, I have thought about this from your perspective, but my body is the one at risk for everything, so it affects me more than you." He then went on to tell me this isn't going to work in the long term or even the short term, and that the ball is in my court for this. Also, I'd like to mention that he's so worried about his pleasure, and with a condom, he's been able to come every time within 10 minutes, but of all the dozen of times we've had sex, I've came once. Yeah, go ahead and tally those up.
What are you losing?
At this point, he's made me feel crazy for needing this. I don't want to lose him, but it's feeling like the only option, so I don't know. Does anyone have any advice for me?
Yeah, break up with him. You just said he comes all the time, every time, 100% success rate. You have
1 in 10.
Yeah, 1 in 10. You have a 10% orgasm success rate. You are not losing very much.
All right, so this is the update. To sum it up, my boyfriend mentioned during Valentine's dinner that he didn't want to wear condoms anymore and threatened our relationship over it. He said that we should use the pullout method because him and his exes did it and they never got pregnant. But I really encourage you to read the first post for more details. We got it. I talked to him tonight about it and proposed a compromise that he gives me 6 months and we check in again to be in the relationship a bit longer before I go on birth control so I can do research and be ready and make sure I'm doing it for myself and not just for him and his pleasure. You're doing it solely for him and his pleasure.
Yeah.
I also told him he's only made me come once during our 9-month.
She told him to. That's a blow.
See, I think that should be open communication. Like,
absolutely, yeah.
I did. And like, that's one of the
listen to what Dylan is saying, ladies.
I joke about like, you didn't even come, did you? Like, and part of it's to pat myself on the back because like I know I did a good job. I just want to hear it. But like, I never want a woman to fake it. Like, what's the point? Like, a fake point doesn't count. So yeah, no, that should be an open like, hey, maybe you up your skills a little bit and I'll come at least half as much as you do.
Right.
Or more than you do. That should really be your goal, guys.
That should be, yeah.
More, she can have multiple orgasms. You can't. So she should be out tallying you all day long.
We ain't coming till she comes. That's the thing. You gotta hold back. You gotta introduce foreplay, introduce a little bit of oral, a little bit of cunnilingus, buddy. Okay.
Yeah. And women are ovens, not microwaves. So it's not just press the button. It's get them close and then pull it back a little bit. Make them anticipate it. They're wanting for it. and then you give them the prize. But you don't just go, "Ah, I got you," because then she could just use a dildo and she doesn't need you at all.
Right. You're just a guy.
Yeah.
A meat suit with a penis.
That's how you make them want for more. All right. So I told him he's only made me come once during our 9-month relationship. Sorry to stop at this again. You should have broke up with him.
Right.
Like, he does not value your pleasure in the slightest.
I really hope she tells us his reaction from saying that.
And that maybe we could work on finding other pleasure in the bedroom, because he would just rush to the finish line of him coming as quick as possible and would never do enough foreplay to make me wet. So he'd toss lube at me.
Oh my God. What? He don't even want to get her. He's just like, let's get this done.
It's a self-lubricating device.
Papa's ready to get some sleep.
Like, and I will joke about it. Like, we're playing golf here. Like,
if anybody ever threw me lube and it's not a 60-year-old lady, I'm gonna feel sad about myself.
Well, yeah. I mean, even if they did, be like, hold up one second. We can work this
let's
out.
try. Let's try. You might not know what you're capable of, okay?
He told me that 6 months is too long, that he's already gave in for 9 months by wearing them, and that condoms ruin any other fun in the bedroom.
She's been with this guy for 9 months.
He also,
please God, because y'all don't need to procreate.
No. He also spent a good 20 minutes trying to persuade me to give in and invalidated how I felt about the pullout method, because his ex with anxiety didn't have a problem with it. Why you keep bringing up your ex, though?
Yeah, and why does she have to have anxiety now? Like, she was even anxious, and she realized this method works so well, I never had to wear a condom.
Also, he told me that having sex with condoms isn't actually sex, and it ruins the intimacy of it all.
No, it's okay. So since it's not sex,
I'm just gonna go get railed out by three
guys with a condom on, and you feel okay about that? He's probably like, can I watch?
Lastly, he told me I was being stubborn, and if he were me, he'd give in. Why didn't I break it off quicker?
Honestly, I'd want the cum in me. Yeah.
We broke up. Let's see a controversial on this one.
Oh God.
Oh no, that's weird.
Read it.
No, it's the most controversial comment is dump this guy immediately.
Wow.
How is that controversial?
Dudes, fucking little hustler university majors in there is like, yeah, you're not even, women can't even come, dude. Like, it's a myth.
Medically impossible.
It's a myth.
This would be better in your voice, but I'm going to read it anyway. So personally, I haven't done a relationship where I couldn't go raw after a couple months. That said, I have also made sure my partner, I guess this isn't so dumb. I've also made sure that my partners,
that was pretty
it was a dumb take.
Yeah, it was a dumb start.
I have also made sure my partners have always come. It actually really turns me on when my partners come and shit. Why do you want them to shit? That's weird.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'll go piss, but I'm gonna not go shit.
I even like to use toys too.
Mike's pee fetish lore is just like building every day.
So this person put, I even like to use toys too. So,
they put look, he's trying to get him a girl right now. You should be using the widowy voice. I like to go wall,
Because of that, he really doesn't have a leg to stand on. Also, he should have never dated you as long as he did. No offense to you at all, but I would have called it off a long time ago. I wouldn't have wasted your time or mine. People run into mistakes when they try to change people's boundaries. You're not manipulating anyone to do something they don't want to do. That's exactly what you're doing. It's manipulating somebody.
No, I think he's saying she's not manipulating him because she doesn't want to get pregnant.
Oh.
I don't know. This guy feels like when you're reading his comment, it feels like we're behind enemy lines right now.
You might get this is a new comment.
That's definitely a nice guy. I don't know if it's the Wubble nice guy though.
You might get away with just pulling out for quite a while. I did myself for 30 years. You might also get pregnant in very short order. If you can't pay the costs associated with being a parent, don't go there. There aren't many men who have the discipline and self-awareness to get it right, time after time in perpetuity. As a method of contraception, it's basically a non-starter because of operator ineptitude.
I'm great at it.
Your boyfriend is an entitled dud. You have him gone, keep him that way. Railroading someone into a risky method is basically abuse, in my opinion. If his pleasure is so much more important than you, then let him use his hand instead. Touché.
Exactly. Yep. Spit on it, buddy. Be like that one kid from the last week's stories where he's like fucking a couch. Get you a leather couch and
fuck it.
Yeah, go ham. It won't ask for a leather condom.
This one's a perfect one to end on.
And you still need lube, so you'll be at home.
Sex is temporary. Babies are forever. Such a wild fucking universe.
God, man, my brain immediately went to a dark joke. And I'll let you, the listener, think about what dark joke Michael was going to say, because he's not going to say it. Because you know what? I'm turning a new leaf. I think I'm going to start being as abrasive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet because this episode is being recorded before the last episode goes out. But I said that Ben Shapiro's eyebrows were Charlie Kirk's soul. That's crazy. That's a crazy statement that I said.
Just think about how crazy it gets on the bonus episode that's going to come out tomorrow.
Probably very crazy.
Oh wait, that's for Mike and Dylan Hate Drama.
Yeah, those are wild. Yeah, if you ever check out the Mike and Dylan Hate Drama podcast, we go in on that one. And that one I have more of a room to play. If I get too political here, people will be like, "Ugh, stop making me feel bad about who I voted for." But over there, I don't give a fuck. All right, I don't give a fuck. We talk about how bad things are, and we don't hold back. So, guys, if you haven't checked out that podcast, make sure to check it out. Also, remember to check out our Patreon. As always, it's the end of the week. We love you so much. We hope you have a good weekend, and we will see you next time. Later.